One cannot think well, love well, sleep well if one has not dined well. Good evening. I'll read that one more time. Virginia Woolf, in A Room of One's Own, reminds us, one cannot think well, love well, sleep well if one has not dined well. Welcome to Women Over Dinner. I'm Maya, your host this evening. Hello, I would like to know, just to get a show of hands, is this their first Women Over Dinner? Raise your hand. Amazing. Welcome. And then, welcome. And then raise your hand if you've been to a Women Over Dinner before. Yes. Beautiful. Welcome. We host these every month, so anytime you can come. All right, so tonight, ladies, is more than just a meal. It is an invitation to step fully into your power, intimacy, and connection. Imagine each woman here as a single glowing point, radiating warmth, strength, and truth. Together we form a luminous grid of feminine power, a force capable of transforming ourselves and the world around us. This gathering tonight is part of an extraordinary movement, a revolution unfolding globally that has happened in 16 countries, 88 cities, and even within the walls of a New York State correctional facility. Yes, that's right. Over 3,500 women have now sat down at these tables, connecting over shared food and profound conversation. Tonight is our 315th dinner. The idea was sparked when our co-founder, Nicole Daedone, attended a gathering called Death Over Dinner, created by her friend Angel Grant. Nicole experienced firsthand how deeply nourishing it is to face important, challenging conversations together. Inspired, she shared her women's manifesto with Angel, who immediately declared, "We must do this, Women Over Dinner." Here at these tables, we embrace another vital conversation, women's authentic power. Nicole, deeply rooted in her Sicilian heritage, understood instinctively that food, love, power, and women are threads of one inseparable fabric. Tonight we remember something ancient and essential, that women themselves are the jewel everyone is seeking. We uncover this jewel together through the ancient art of gathering, eating, and speaking together. We are building this space here to hold all of that. We run events regularly here that have to do with women's power, connection, meditation, art, even comedy. And we are graced here with this gorgeous art show, as you can see, by Fallow, who is here at our dinner. Yes. We also have live art happening. For those of you who got to see Katie, who is here, she's drawing at the event, and so she's doing a live art experience. And so she takes your picture. She's sitting up. Raise your hand, Katie. She's over there. Also, just a few blocks away, just so you get to know us and all the things we do, we also run the only New York City fully free restaurant for anyone who's hungry, anyone who is food challenged, anyone. So 3-course meal, anyone can come. If you want to know about any of the things we do, you can come talk to me at any point. All right, here we go. So we have 3 really inspiring speakers for you tonight. First, you'll hear from the president of One Taste, Anjali. Then you will hear a good friend of ours, Kiki Dunstan, who is a liaison for Women Over Dinner that we do in prison. Yes. And finally, Dr. Topeka K. Sam, a renowned criminal justice advocate and a leader in this women's movement. Yes. All right, and so first up, I introduce you to Anjali.
Welcome, ladies. I'm so glad to see each of you here tonight and how many new faces there are in the room. I want you ladies to know we are part of something much bigger than this table, this room, this evening. My name is Anjali, and I'm the CEO of One Taste. Our work is at its heart about intimacy, about connection, and about the unapologetic power of the feminine. Tonight, I want to draw a clear thread from us, who are all here at this Women Over Dinner, and two extraordinary women, Nicole Daedone and Rachel Cherwitz. And I wanted to give a special shout out. Nicole's mom, Bev, has been talking to Marcus, who just spoke to Nicole, and Nicole heard Bev is on the Zoom and was so deeply happy. So I wanted to send a special welcome to Nicole's mom, Beverly. Both of these women, Nicole and Rachel, have faced enormous challenges, yet they stand boldly for Eros, the essential force of life itself, the current of creation, truth, and feminine strength. Nicole and Rachel are currently within prison walls for their ideas about women's power. Even there, they embody strength and resourcefulness. Since there, Rachel has started writing a cookbook. It's a prison cookbook, and I wanted to share with you one of her recipes tonight. What we're doing tonight is not an isolated dinner. It's part of a global network of women awakening collective power. Each of us is a thread in that fabric. As we share this meal, I invite you to carry the strength of this evening back into your life, your community, and your world. Okay, the recipe is called Find Your Kind Suit. So Rachel says, I have a friend. Well, let's be honest, she's my sister, and she's sitting right here tonight. A sister on the path, true ride or die. Before we were remanded into custody, she told us some great and poignant stories about being in prison. One in particular came from a lecture that her and Nicole gave. She told this story about how on her transport to the facility where she'd served her sentence, she was told to speak to a woman about how to navigate prison life. She tells the story best, but the essence is really the message of the story that struck with me. The woman told her to find her kind. That's how she refers to us, and we refer to her. Over lunch yesterday, another woman was telling us about a disagreement she had with a close friend of hers. That woman is our kind. She loves hard. So you can imagine the hurt she felt over being disconnected from her friend. My stomach was still roiling around from the food from the day before, and I wanted a simple but nourishing lunch. We made the most delicious soup. Don't worry, the recipe is below. And I drank it over the conversation of sisterhood. In the midst of us asking her what she loved most about her friend, I said, I think I'm going to call this one Find Your Kind Soup. We all laughed, and then the woman asked about the significance. I told her the story of where the phrase came from and the poem Nicole had written about after it. While all of our recipes are to be shared with friends and bunkies and family, this one especially is to be shared with your kind. Gather at least 2 of your friends and enjoy. This recipe will feed 2 people, so increased ingredients is needed. And then it calls for Supreme Bouillon Cube, Brushy Creek Chicken White Meat Package, 4 eggs from the mainline tray, 2 servings of potatoes from the mainline tray, hot water, and then you need 2 plastic Tupperwares, 2 sporks, and 2 Sunday lunch trays from mainline. The first thing you'll want to do is split your bouillon in half and place each half in the Tupperware. Then crush it up with your fingers until it looks like dust. Take your containers one at a time to the hot water spigot and fill it up almost the full way. This will be your soup base. Then open your Brushy Creek chicken package and drain the water. Take the package over to the hot water spigot and fill it with hot water. Let the water soak inside for 20 seconds, then drain it. You do this to clean the chicken and to cook it a little more. Bring the package back to the table and put half the packet in each of the containers. Then cover until you have the rest of the ingredients to keep the water hot. Get in line for mainline and receive your tray. Begin first by peeling your eggs. Once the eggs are peeled, you'll want to rinse them off in the warm water to make sure there's no shells. Then cut the eggs into small pieces and place in the Tupperware. Reapply the lid, then get to work on your potatoes. You want to peel the skin off, which should be easy if the potatoes have been boiled. If there is spice or cheese on them, you can grab another empty Tupperware, put the potatoes in there, and put on some hot water. This cleans them. You can do this 2 to 3 times if you like, then drain the water. Place the potatoes in the broth, then take your container with the lid to the microwave and reheat the soup. Snap the lid back on both containers and bring back to your table. Say your favorite mealtime prayer and bon appetit. Thank you, ladies. Next up, I want to introduce Kiki Dunstan. Kiki is a strategic visionary and a dedicated advocate for justice-impacted individuals, committed to transforming systems and creating opportunities for those affected by the criminal legal system. With a deep understanding of systemic challenges and an innovative approach to problem solving, Kiki has spearheaded numerous initiatives that provide support, resources, and pathways to reintegration for formerly incarcerated individuals. Welcome, Kiki.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies. First of all, you guys look amazing tonight. All right, give yourself a round of applause. Come on. Man, I must say, I was hearing about that soup, and initially I thought she was going to say some ramen and some Cheetos. I don't know, little sazon, I don't know. But anyway, it was great. Shout out to Nicole and Rach. I miss them dearly. So yeah, what really brought me into this community here, just to be fully transparent, I am a formerly incarcerated woman, but before my incarceration, I was a New York City police officer for 11 and a half years. So yeah, life be lifing, man. I don't know what to say, but I found myself behind the walls. I spent some time in Bedford and also Albion. And I met some amazing sisters there. And honestly, that was my tribe. You know, I mean, I had family support, but it was really the women that I was behind the walls with that really helped me up, besides my higher power, right? So I just know the importance of community. And when I look out, because this is getting huge. We might need another spot. We got to knock down some walls. This is really getting big. This is very important. So when I first was introduced to Women Over Dinner, we collaborate, we do our little things, and it was like, we're gonna go inside a prison. And Taconic Correctional Facility was the first facility in New York State that we went in. So the sisters got to experience what you're experiencing now, right? So it's just like this. We didn't hold no punches. And man, let me tell you, I was hustling, man. I was like, listen, how many women can I have in this visiting room? Okay, can we get over here? Can it open up that gate over there? And let me tell you what wind up happening, because we are all human, right? The officers and the staff was so, they didn't even know what to do with themselves, because they work in the same way, so they're there with the women the same exact way. So they're like, can we pull up a chair? I'm like, absolutely, come on in. So we had approximately like 80 women there, and at the same time, right? Come on, give that up. That's not, that, yeah. And that was actually right before the holidays, because actually the prison had nothing planned for the women at all. So our event was the holiday event, right? So it meant so much. And to go back inside to see my sisters, because I always promised them when I left, I would never leave them behind. I would never forget about you. So it's deeper for me, because I'm like, I always have to look back. So it's a no-brainer for me to be like, we're gonna bring this to y'all, and I want creme de la creme. Give me the white tablecloths. I want the, if I couldn't have the glasses, give me the boutique-looking plastic. I want everything. I want them to feel like queens for the day, right? So while we was having that dinner inside, it was women. Oh, first of all, shout out to my Zoomland crew. Hi. What's going on? Hey. Hey. So just like this, we had 100 women outside having dinners in solidarity with the women that were inside. So you see the impact is far and beyond. So you guys are here today. There's other women all over the world that's having a women over dinner in their towns, in their countries, because its reach is far and beyond. So, I don't want to take up too much time because I got to introduce this beautiful human right here, right? Right here. So right here, I have to say, it's Dr. Topeka K. Sam, right? Give it up for her. Cheesing, look at this, a lot cheesy, look. Who's co-leading this Women Over Dinner movement. And Dr. Topeka, yep. Dr. Topeka K. Sam is a renowned advocate for criminal justice reform who founded the Ladies of Hope Ministries, an award-winning nonprofit which works to end the poverty crisis and the incarceration of women and girls. Topeka is a visionary and a charismatic speaker who believes in turning your pain and shame into power. You hear that? Okay. She was a principal in creating the First Step Act, the largest ever prison reform bill in 2018. So let's give it up for Dr. Topeka K. Sam.
Hello, everyone. Come on, y'all. Y'all can do better than that. All right. I mean, especially being that there's so many new people here today. And I actually left Jamaica early yesterday so I could be here. That's what I'm saying. So when I ask y'all, let me hear it. Let me hear it, okay? That's right. That's right. Thank you. You understood the assignment. So, no, see, as we know, our sisters can be haters too, and it's fine. We love them for who they are. It's fine. But I'm so happy to see so many new faces, and I echo my sister that everyone looks so beautiful, and the energy felt different coming in here today, and I know why, because I've never felt the energy from many of you. So thank you all for being here, for trusting us in this space, and being able to experience what I did for the very first time, which will really be life-changing. So I'm going to share a few little stories, and not going to take up too much time, but just a little bit, so just bear with me. The first story I want to tell is the Find Your Kind story, because there are so many people in here who are new, and I'm sure you never heard the story. Did you? Okay, so it's an important story to tell, and I do like to tell that story. So the Find Your Kind story goes a little bit like this. So after I was sentenced, and I got to Oklahoma, I was in federal prison. I got there. Yeah, I know, you can't tell, right? Girl look good. So, period. Wait, what's that they do now, this little thing? So, clock the T, that's it. So when I get to Oklahoma, there was this officer named Mr. Sparky. Everybody went there. They told me to go see him, and I would know where I was going, being designated to what institution in the country. And so I'm like super scared. I'm like, I don't know what to expect. I'm facing 130 months. It's 10 years, 10 months. Yeah. And so I'm like, God, where am I going? What am I doing? People are gonna beat me up. You watch Scops and all the things, so you don't know what's gonna happen. So he's like, you need to go see Missy Trigg. Missy's been in 12 years. And she knows the ropes. So I go and I see Missy. Missy's outside in this little pod with like an opening on the outside, and she's working out. Super fit, long blonde hair, beautiful girl. And I couldn't believe she had been in 12 years just looking at her. And so I'm like, Missy, Sparky told me to come over and talk to you. I introduced myself, and she's like, oh, girl, where are you going? I said, he said, I'm going to Danbury. She said, oh, I'm going there too. You have to come with me. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we're talking, and now I'm working out with her, and I have to buy her a pack of coffee to be my trainer and all that. And that was fine. You know, pretty cheap to make sure you look good. So we're working out, and I'm like, okay, so what do I expect? And she said, well, whatever you're into, you'll find. She was like, if you want a girlfriend, you'll find her. If you want to fight, you'll find her. If you want to go to church, you'll find them. You will find your kind. And I was like, And sure enough, when I got to Danbury, you know, you would find whatever it was that you were looking for. I happened to find the church. I was Sister Sam, the choir director. But needless to say, I got there, got through, praise God, came home. And there's a whole story that we won't talk about today, but you can Google it, it's there. So nonetheless, I come home, I start my organization, I'm doing all the work, and I meet Joanna. So one of my really, really great friends was like, hey, I want you to meet some of my friends. And I met them in Miami. We're at Soho House. And then I was introduced to the work that they were doing in the prison. And so I was invited to California, to the largest women's prison, what was it, Chowchilla, to speak as one of the speakers and also see the programming that they were doing. And I was blown away. Because it was this unit, the women were in there, had already served 40 plus years, which I could not believe. And we're in this one little room, and the work that they were doing was so groundbreaking. And then I came and I went to Free Food, and I saw the work that that was doing. I was like, oh my God, I just want to be a part of this. And then I met Nicole at Free Food, who is the co-founder of all the things, founder, brilliant mind, and now our sister who is incarcerated. And so, which is leading me into my second little story. So, as I said, I flew back from Jamaica. One, for you all, but two, I go into prisons all over the country, and today, MDC Brooklyn, the federal prison, had their annual resource fair. And so I come in, usually other people from staff come in, we bring materials to share what we do. And so I decided I was going in there today because I knew Rachel and Nicole would be there. And so I haven't been able to see them since they were snatched, and I say kidnapped, after they were convicted in court a few months ago. So I get a text message while I'm on the plane last night, and I will keep the name anonymous just so I can save his face. But I get this message while I'm on my way back, like, hey, Topeka, you're not gonna like this, but the lawyer said that you shouldn't go into the prison. And I'm like, exactly. So I'm like, what? Now I'm on the text message, and I'm on my way back, and I'm like, find time to tell me I could have stayed in Jamaica, right? So then I'm like, wait a minute. So the lawyer is saying that I shouldn't go into a prison that I've been going to for years to do the work that I do because this. And I said, F that, I'm going. And you can tell them, I said, F that. Since you wanted to tell me a message, make sure you tell them the message, right? F that, I'm going to do what I do, and I'm going to see my sisters, period. Right. Clock that T. So then, I get off the plane. He says I ghosted him on the call. I'm like, I'm on the plane, dude, like whatever. But I get off the plane in about an hour, and I call, and I say this now. So I'm texting that, but then I say it in the way that I said it. And I'm talking to my fiance, and now this morning I was struggling getting up. And I'm like, maybe I shouldn't go. I don't want to be the heavy. I don't want them to say something happens because they haven't been sentenced yet. And then the reason why is because of something with me. And he's like, no, you're going. You're going to go. You're going to do what you do. And you're going to see your friends. So I'm like, all right. So I'm running late. So I'm like, they said we have to be there. And I'm trying to find every excuse now not to go, right? And I keep hearing my sister Nicole's voice in my head, which was one of the many lessons that I've always talked about that I've learned from her. But one was when she says, so often that we're trying to live our lives the freedom from, and what you need to do is work toward the freedom to, right? And so as I was thinking about that, I was thinking about myself and like how so often in my life I would see different things, knowing that I know what I'm talking about, knowing that I am the expert, knowing that I know exactly what I'm doing, but because someone else who may have a credential or who may something, that I decide, I'm not going to do it because they may know better. But in this instance, fuck that. I knew it was better, and I was going. So I get to MDC, and I'm at MDC, Brooklyn, and I'm sitting, set up, and the officer comes in. Oh, the officer comes in, and we're talking, and I know many of the officers there, because like I said, I go all the time. And I said, 2 of my people are here, and we've worked together, they're friends, and they don't think they can come up here because they were told because we know each other, they can't. And she was like, that's ridiculous. They can come. What's their names? I gave them the first and last name. And then I'm sitting at the table, and this young black woman comes up, and she's like, I was told I need to come right to you and see you. And I was like, okay, who told you that? And they're like, Nicole. And I smiled, and then I look up, and there's Nicole. Yes. And so she came and she ran over, and I laughed because she had her suit and it was all tailored and fitted like I had mine. Honey, she was Gucci, okay? Hair was flowing, looked so good, and she hugged me so tight and cried, and it was boo-hoo, snotty nose, like all the things, right? The ugly cry, right? And then Rachel comes, and she comes running in, and she hugs me tight, and the 3 of us are hugging, and they took pictures, so I'm gonna share the pictures. It'll be in the newsletter after. But I was so happy because I knew that, thank God, I listened not only to my spirit, but to all the lessons that were taught to me, right, about knowing who I am, knowing I know what I'm doing and what I'm talking about, irrespective of what anyone says, and doing what's right for your sisters because they need you like you need them. And so being here is just the reminiscent of meeting new people and having new sisters. And so often they're like, you hear these songs, no new friends and all that, and that's BS. Because I've known Rachel and Nicole now 3 or 4 years, and they are 2 of the best friends that I have had ever in my life, and I'm pushing 50, And so to think about, you can meet people at any time in your life and the impacts that they can make in your life at any single time, and you just need to be open and irrespective, because I've been through the system myself. You don't turn your back on people when they go through things, because you never know when it may be you. And so we are building a sisterhood here, a sisterhood where everyone is seen, everyone is heard, everyone is held, as my good friend Ivy always says, that you can show up in your full self. We want that. We don't want you to feel that you need to cede your thoughts, cede your power, cede your beauty because you think someone else, because no one else can do it the way you do it, right? You're the expert of what you do, how you do it. You're the orchestrator of your life and of your sister's life. And remember, every new person that you're sitting at the table, this is a sister for life. And we are here to help, to lift, and to give each other what we need, because if we don't do it, no one is going to do it for us. And so I think I've taken up enough time now. As you know, I can talk. They did say I was a renowned speaker. But I just am so excited to, again, see so many people. I had to share that story because it brought me, oh no, thank you. It brought me so much joy today, and the fights that, we are fighting to free them, it just charged me even more. But seeing Nicole today was the first time I was ever able to see myself in prison, in a person in prison. When you're in certain situations, people can always tell you, like people used to call me Gucci because they said the way I wore my uniform. Or, you're different. Why are you here? That kind of thing, because of the way that I might have carried myself when I was in that situation. But I didn't know. I was just doing me, right? But to see someone in that same situation now, to be able to see what other people are saying about you, you know that even though she's in this terrible, the most terrible situation she could be in her life, she is right where she needs to be in this very, very moment. Because God is using her in such a mighty way. To see when she was introducing me to her sisters and doing what she does out here and there, it was so powerful. But to know that it was to shift her in the work and the things that she was doing, because, God calls us all for such a time. And so, shout outs to our sisters, Nicole and Rachel, lifting them up. Yes. We are fighting for their freedom as we're fighting for the love of so many of our loved ones who are presently inside, whether it's incarcerated in a prison or emotional, mental, or physical prison. And just know again that, we love you all and are so grateful to have you in this sisterhood now. So I'm done. Thank you.
Wow, okay, so with all of that power and all of that intention, we now go into the heart of our evening tonight. All right, so I have a few rules of how tonight will go. It will consist of 3 parts: noticings, questions, and reflections to create our space. We uphold 3 agreements. One is no crosstalk. After someone shares, simply say thank you, and that allows all of the women to just freely speak. Second one is bottom line it and speak softly. We are a lot of women, we are a lot of power. The room can get real loud. So as much as you can to speak softly, to speak concisely, we'll keep it so that everyone can be heard as we go through the night. And then the third is just enjoy it all. Trust that every expression that you have is perfect, exactly as it is. So we will begin with noticings. Your table leader, and table leaders, just raise your hand so everyone can see. So that the table leader will turn to the woman to her left, and she'll just share a heartfelt noticing, and then you'll go around the table, and each woman will share something that they noticed about the woman to her left. For the woman being noticed, simply respond with, thank you, exactly. I will demonstrate just so you can see. Raven, when I walked past here and you were sitting here, there's just this way that you just radiate this regal quality of invitation and beauty and welcoming that just flowed out into the whole room. All right, and begin.
For our online ladies, we're going to share reflections in the chat. So feel free to post something that you noticed about another woman. You can say their name and how it impacted you in the chat. And you can give as many as you like.
Beautifully done. As you complete your round of reflections, table leads, you can now start your questions.
All right, for those of us online, we're going to go into breakout rooms in about 90 seconds. And if you're joining us on live stream on social media, we will post the questions for you, and so that you can be a part of this as well. But if you're in the Zoom, we'll be entering into breakout rooms. So make sure you click yes when it prompts you to join a breakout room. And then we'll see you afterwards. If you haven't joined a breakout room, in your bottom right screen, there's an option to join. You can click on the little button.
Ariel had 2 logins, so I think everyone needed to join. It doesn't mean.
Welcome to all our streamers online. We're so happy you could join us. We are in the questions section of our Women Over Dinner. You can see, or I'm not sure if you can see the room, but we have over 100 women seated at our center in Harlem. It feels beautiful in there. Each table has just started doing a round of guided questions, which you can see on the screen. I'd love if you could pop something in the comments, say where you're tuning in from, maybe answer some of the questions, give us a nod, say hi. We're so happy you could. Welcome to everybody tuning in. I'm so happy you could join us online from whatever platform you're streaming in from. We are having a fantastic Women Over Dinner in Harlem at the moment. There's over 100 women in the room. I think it's one of our largest dinners ever. It feels incredible there. There's beautiful art. We have a special live artist for this dinner, which is something new. All of the women are in the question section of our curated evening. You can see the questions on your screen on whatever platform you're tuning in from. We would love to hear from you. If you pop in the comments, say where you're tuning in from, say what brought you here, or even give it a go and answer some of the questions. We'd love to hear from you. Welcome to everybody online tuning in. If you've just joined us, we are so happy you could. From whatever platform you're tuning in on, we are having an incredible, beautiful dinner in Harlem happening right now live. There's over 100 women seated in the room. It feels amazing. They're in the question section of the curated Women Over Dinner evening. You can see the questions that they're going through at each table on your screen. Drop us a comment, say hi, tell us where you're tuning in from. We would love to hear from you. Hello to all our streamers online. We are currently tuning in live to an incredible Women Over Dinner in Harlem. Right now, there's over 100 women in the room. They're in the question section of the evening, and they're going around. Each woman is answering the questions that you can see on your screen. We are overjoyed that you could join us this evening and stream in with us. Drop us a comment in the comment section of whatever platform you're tuning in from. Maybe even answer one of the questions. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We would love to hear from you. Welcome, welcome to anybody tuning in, joining us on streaming in on any of the our social platforms. We are live to Harlem at the moment. I don't think you can see on the screen, but the women in there's over 100 women seated and going through these wonderful questions that you see on the screen. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Drop us a comment in the comment section of whatever platform you're on. We would love to hear from you. Give some of the questions a go. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Welcome to everyone joining us online. We're currently in the question section of our Women Over Dinner. We are so happy you could join us. You can see the questions that the ladies are going through on your screen. We have about 100, I think a little over 100 women in the room, probably one of our biggest dinners to date. It feels amazing. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We'd love to hear from you. Welcome, welcome to all our online streamers. We are thrilled you could join us this evening. We are live with over 100 women in Harlem. They are currently in the question section of the evening. So all of the women seated at each table are going through the questions you can see on the screen. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Let us know how you found us. Drop a comment, say hi, maybe even answer some of these questions. They're fantastic. We're so happy you could join us. Welcome to everybody streaming in online. We're so happy you could join us at this Women Over Dinner. We are live with a room jam-packed full of women in Harlem. We have over 100 women in the room. It's probably one of our biggest dinners yet. They are in the question section of the evening. You can see the questions on the screen of whatever platform you're tuning in on.
5 more minutes. 5 more minutes.
they have 5 more minutes, as you had just heard. Let us know where you're tuning in from. I would love to know where you are in the world, or even better, give some of these questions a go. They're super hot. We're so happy you could join us. Welcome to all our streamers online. Thank you for joining us this evening. We have about 100 women in the room in Harlem. It's a wonderful evening so far. We're in the question section. We're about to wrap up, but if you have a moment, drop a comment in whatever platform you're tuning in from, whatever comment section you're in. Let us know what brought you here. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Maybe give one of the questions a go before we wrap them up.
Good evening, good evening. If I could have your attention. Hello, all right, beautiful, beautiful evening. So we are going to end the question portion We're going to finish now with reflections. Reflections. So, similar to the beginning, but now we've all gotten to know each other a little bit better. So, you're going to look to the woman on your right this time, and you're going to reflect back a memorable, meaningful moment that you shared with her during the night. While you look at her, you all have a red thread on your table. You're going to take that red thread, and while you share your reflection, you're going to tie the red string around her left wrist. This will be a symbol of connection as you share. So again, all attention up here. So the table lead will start, and then you'll go to the woman to your right. I'll do an example again, just so you can see. And as specific as you can be is where you can really get like the most meaning and intimacy in it. So I'll do an example. Topeka, when you shared about your experience today going in and the struggle and the internal back and forth that you felt, and then the crossing that barrier of remembering who you are, what you're here to do, and then the experience of intimacy of getting to make contact and see Nicole moved me so much, brought tears to my eyes, and I felt so connected to you. Like that. All right, so the table lead will start, and then you'll go to the woman on your right. Good evening. Okay, so let's get a round of applause. Definitely. All right. I would love to hear some reflections from women in the room of any experience you had tonight, your time, something that moved you, anything like that. So if you have a reflection from tonight, raise your hand, and then you can stand up. Yep, you can stand up and then share it with the room. Stand up. Yeah, follow.
Hello, ladies.
Woo!
I am so happy to be here tonight. Alaikum salam. You guys so beautiful, by the way. Where? Here? Oh, right here. I am so glad I'm here tonight. Like, I'm definitely gonna come back for sure. So I just want to say this quick. I want to donate 10% of whatever the art, the clothes over there, to Refectorio Harlem for free food for my community in Harlem.
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah. So also I made some new friends, beautiful people here. And I can't wait to actually really share this with other women in Harlem because this is actually very, very empowering. Very much. So thank you. Thank you, guys.
Beautiful. Thank you. All right, next, I think over here.
Well, good evening, all my beautiful and powerful, dynamic sisters in the room. Make
Good
some noise.
evening.
Woo! Wow. Good night, Sandy. This is my friend. She has to go. Love you, Sandy. Thank you for coming with me. Wow. This is my first dinner, Women Over Dinner event, and I have been I was just amazed, first of all, that we filled the room. Mm-hmm. Can I just start there? Mm-hmm. And then just these women who spoke about their experiences and how they are impacting what some of us will call the least of these. That's a powerful work. That's a God work. That is a God. You are doing God's work. And this dinner is God's work. Yes, it was. We had food for the soul and food for the body. And so my table is the most powerful table in the room. Sorry, y'all. But this is just, wow, this is an unbelievable experience. And I say that because one of the questions was, did you have the backing of women in your life? And I'm fortunate to have had the backing of women in my life. Every project that I do, God blesses it, women support it, and so that's a rare thing. Mm-hmm. But now that I'm a little older, to see these women in here, multi-generational, beautiful, multicultural, the breadth and the width of this room is just, it's almost so sobering to me that at my table, we decided that we are going to use our voice. We're going to remember that we always have a voice, and we have a responsibility to use it. That is our power. That's the power we leave here with tonight. Yeah. So we share that with each of you. You have a voice. Don't ever forget that. Yeah. Under every circumstance, you have a voice, and you have a responsibility to use it, to protect, and to provide opportunity for each other. No matter what you look like, no matter where you come from. I always say, I'm not my sister's keeper. I am my sister. Mm. So we love you. We see you next time.
I have a lady in the back.
We got one in the back.
Good afternoon. My name is Tiffany Sivers.
native and raised in Harlem.
Woo!
Attend Harlem Public Schools. I'm a school psychologist in Harlem. Mental health, private practice in Harlem. How we all come together to help women in Harlem is very impactful. I've never imagined us doing this in Harlem or for women. And so it felt like, as a mental health professional, it felt like group counseling. Like a large group of women coming together, not the clinical formal setting, but the uplifting, empowering setting. And I wasn't gonna come because my friends bailed on me, but I'm so happy I'm here, you know. God makes no mistakes, and it was intended for me to come here and be amongst my table, which was phenomenal. And so thank you.
Beautiful.
Good evening, beautiful women. I want to first of all say that there's a common theme in this room that I'm hearing. A lot of us, many of us are caretakers of other people. And I want us to really give it up for ourselves because we recognize tonight that we needed to be taken care of. So we stepped out, we put on our clothes, and we came here through heck or high water because we knew that we needed to be fed tonight instead of feeding other people. So I just want to give it up for every woman in this room. My table is thebomb.com. Sorry, sis. I saw myself in all of these women at my table who I've just come to know and love. And the vulnerability, the transparency, the non-judgmental nature, and the spirit woman of each woman here was cathartic. And I needed a word from every woman that was here. And I didn't even know I needed it. So I just want to thank my bomb.com table. Sorry, sis. And I want everybody here to just know that you are loved and that we all needed this tonight. God bless you all.
And then one more over here and over here. Yeah.
Oh, me? Oh, no. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So I want to quickly thank all of you for being here because I'm pretty sure that the energy that was released in this place will carry me through work tomorrow, right? I needed that encouragement. But I want to say very quickly that in my faith tradition, there are two sisters that we study, Mary and Martha, in my faith tradition. And I'll quickly tell you about Mary. Mary was the one that sat at the master's feet. She sat, she listened, she soaked in all of the wisdom. And I felt like that's what we did here tonight. We sat at each other's feet and we soaked up the wisdom and we learned and we poured and we gathered and we gleaned and we did all of that. And I don't want to play favoritism. I don't. I know about thebomb.com. I know about this table. I know about all of that, you know. But I'm not going to go there just yet. I'm not going to go there just yet. I'm not going to go there just yet. Where I'm actually going to go is Martha. Martha, without favoritism, Martha is the sister that I love to learn about the most. And if you're standing with me, raise your hand because you are the Marthas. You're the ones that were faithful enough to serve without being seen. You were faithful enough to understand that you could take a background position and that the job would, or the master would pour out enough. There would be enough women sharing that the job would be accomplished. So I want to thank all of these Marthas that just served and gave rice and chicken and fish and cake and asked us if we had enough. Did we need something else to drink? I really love the Marthas. And as the bomb.com leader over there in the hat, said that, you know, we're all used to being caretakers. It felt good to sit myself here and be served. So to all of you Marthas, thank you for serving. And I just like the collective of this table to just stand. To just stand. Just stands. Just stands. Just stands. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Amazing. Incredible. Woo! All right, so we have had. Yeah.
One more. I already have the mic. You have to let me talk.
One more. You get it. You take it.
We were asked a question. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everybody. We were asked a question at our table, and I guess everybody's table, about mystical experiences as women. And I really have to say that tonight was really a mystical experience for women, because my friend who's sitting at the table with me, Majida, she just sent this to me on DM, and I didn't know what it meant to her. I thought it was something that really meant something to her, so it kept popping up, and she kept sending it, and I was like, okay, I'll register. Then I called her today, so are we going to this? She was like, what? Like, she didn't even know she had sent this to me. So I was like, oh my God, and I registered her too. And we both came, and we got dressed up and came. And I was really feeling in my own personal space, just kind of like the work that I do. I run an organization called Black Muslims Now, and we deal with a lot of things dealing with marginalization of Black Muslims. And it's hard work, and it's lonely work, and you don't feel appreciated, and you just feel like, should I maybe stop doing this? And I guess I was in that space before I came here tonight, just feeling unsupported in a lot of ways. And then Majida said, you know, they're doing something with prisons, and we're doing something with prisons. So I was like, like, what is this? And you know, they're doing something at Topeka prison, which is one of the prisons that we're trying to serve. And Bedford Hills is another prison we're trying to serve. And I heard the sister say that that's where you were at. And so I was like, wait a minute, as I'm sitting here, all this is like coming into being, like, oh my God, like, I'm meeting people who are working in prison. I'm trying so hard to get into these prisons to do this work for the Muslim community in these prisons. And I've been like literally just banging the doors and just crying about, I have like packages in my house up to the ceiling of gifts that we're trying to give these people for our Eid celebration, and they won't let us bring them in. And I'm just like, they're not answering me. And I'm like, maybe today, like, I'm gonna meet someone who can help open that door a little bit and just do this work. So I'm just feeling immensely grateful to everybody in here, and I think we all have the dopest tables in this whole place is a dope table. And just alhamdulillah, like, I'm just, thank you so much for this evening, everybody who put it together and everybody who contributed in every way. Thank you.
Thank you. So I just want to say a word too, because we got a lot of our food donated tonight, and so I just wanted to say a word for all of the amazing support that we had to make this dinner possible. We had the tasty bread come from Washers. We had Levain Bakery give the vegan cookies. Setapani gave the incredible cake. And then Free Food, which is our restaurant that we run for the food challenge, donated the salad and all the veggies to us tonight. And so just to, if maybe like one or two reflections so that we can send it to the people who donated this, anything you want to say about the food itself, raise your hand and then we'll just do like two of those. Yeah. Yeah. Over there.
I guess I can talk about food. That's not so bad.
The food was amazing. The bread was wonderful. I love the softened butter. That was a great touch. We loved the salad and the side of the cheese. We were actually fighting over it over our table, who has the cheese, who has the cheese. But it was amazing. Everything was beautifully prepared and fresh. Oh yes, and the pecans. Let's not forget the pecans. Beautifully fresh. The chicken was very juicy. That's what we had at our table. Loved the vegetables, and everything was just perfectly done and gratefully appreciative. And I just want to say, outside of food, our cups were filled with food and good emotions. Eating around good people makes you digest better. So I feel like we're going to have good rest tonight after we digest this wonderful food. And thank you all for the hands that have been serving it. We greatly appreciate it. And may God bless everyone in this room for us to get home safely with these nourished meals in our body. So thank you.
Beautiful. All right. All right, so now comes the portion of the evening where the magic really happens. And that is where we turn to the next events that we want to run, which is we want to do our next Women Over Dinner in a prison. The one that we have potentially on the docket is in Miami. And so we're really trying to get into that one. But if it's there or another one, we're going to do it. And so every prison dinner that we do costs $12,000. And trust me, it is worth every penny. Like you heard from Topeka, we go in there and we like do it up. We like had this rec center that, had plastic tables and all these things. And we just like made it so, so beautiful for these women who had never had an experience at all like that before. And so, so on your tables, there are these QR codes. And I would love if every woman could donate something, big or small, anything that you can do, forwarding this dinner and all of the power and all of the love that you got tonight. If you are technologically challenged, we have people around who can help you. Someone at your table might be able to help. One of the Marthas can come by and help you. But literally, anything you can do that moves your heart forward into these women who are in prison who could have this experience. So we will do just 5 minutes now, put on just like a little music. Everyone can get your groove on. If you want to send it to a friend who you think would also want to support, you could send the QR code to a friend. You could text it to them. So we'll do 5 minutes just right now. Oh, yeah, okay, and Topeka's going to say something, because of course.
Okay, so you're so sweet, Maya, but how she was asking so politely to everyone. And kind of like this dinner, whatever you were able to give, it's the same thing here. As mentioned, some of us who've been in the room who've experienced incarceration, you don't get anything like this in there. So it was so important for us to be able to do that. And we have a goal to be able to do a dinner in a prison every single month. And so we get one every single women's prison everywhere in the world. That is our goal. This team can do it. But we need support. And so some of us have already donated tonight. I made a $500 donation. And I saw that there were a few other people who were making, they're coming through. Get it, girls, get it. See, we're moving up. We put a little, right? So as they come in, people are gonna start making donations. And again, I heard Maya saying, share with a friend, right? A lot of times we'll do things like give or get. So you can commit to saying, okay, I want to do $100, but I may not have $100 to give. Let me see if I can get 10 of my friends to give $10, right? So everyone get the QR code so that way you can share it with your community, because I don't know, it looks like at least 100 women in here tonight. Mm-hmm. But if everyone gives $10, right? Well, a little more, but like we're getting a little close. But if we all give something, we can get at least a half of our goal tonight, right? And so we just want to really, really encourage you to understand that this is not for any of us. This is for us to be martyrs and to go into the prison and to serve our sisters. And also for those of you who want to get involved and who want to be able to go into a prison and serve the sisters inside, let us know, because we also need more volunteers and more people who can also help for us to do this as well. So I just wanted to share, I guess, with a more direct ask, to please give, because, or get someone else to give, because it is really, really important that we continue the mission of the work that we're doing in building a sisterhood and these opportunities for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we'll do a song. Everyone party for a minute, and then we'll come back to close it out.
Thank you. All right, whose playlist is on tonight?
Yeah. Come on, Hisham. Come on.
That also.
All right, get your last ones in, and then we'll just close out the night together. All right, I just wanted to do a formal wrap-up of our whole night today together. So we do these events, we do them every month. We have events here every week. We have an event here on Saturday. That's not a dinner, it's a different, we have all kinds of events that are for women and men, that are all kinds of things. We have art shows. So anything that you're interested in, you can come talk to me or any of the Marthas. We'll tell you about the events that we have. But come back, if you want the next thing, come back on Saturday for our event called Hot Seat. You might get on the hot seat. So this, and so we'll be lingering now for the next 20 minutes or so. Feel free to mingle, share, find other hot tables compete who had the hottest table. And then the envelopes on your table you can use for any women over dinner that you want to do with your community and your women friends. All right, thank you all so much. Woo! Beautiful night.